welcome to Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we're here to offer another free pattern Friday. And today we're doing a pot holder. And this is using your little bubble blocks that we're telling everybody how to do. And I'm going to show you how to do this little cute pot holder right away. Deanna from Nana's Journey is a new YouTube channel, and her stuff looks like she's going to have a lot of fun on her channel as well. So we're going to have her link in the show notes below. So if you go there and you click on her link, tell her Brenda from Mount Scrapmore sent you. And we also have a Facebook group, and the Facebook group you ask to join, and then the ladies are using the rooms for impromptu sew dates. And we also we use our Facebook group and the Zoom links and all this stuff for once a month sew date. So I'm not sure if by the time we put this up and it airs, whether we have decided a date or we're voting on the next month, but it'll be in the show notes below. So just hit that see more button. So come on in. We got lots more sewing to do today. So my husband tells me we need new pot holders. So I decided, okay, I'm going to make pot holders out of this, because this is about the right size for my hand, this pot holder. The circle, it's a little bit bigger, but that's good. Now, what I did is I decided, okay, I'm going to make pot holders, but I don't have any of that Insulbrate. I just have batting. So what I put in is 2 layers of batting. And I've got it to the back of this thing. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to insert a little ribbon. Yeah, I know the ribbon doesn't match, but it works as a ribbon. And by the time I'm finished burning this pot holder several times over, it'll be fine. It'll be lovely. So I just get like a 3 or 4 inch length of ribbon. And I've got all of this ready to go. And I'm just going to get my 1/4 inch foot out again. And we're just going to travel around. And this is the easiest way I find to make a pot holder. But anyway, so now what I'm going to do, because I don't want to sew my hair in here, I'll get this all out of the way. Get the hair out too. Okay. Now I'm going to just put this under and maneuver it under. And I'm just going to take my time, because that's a lot thicker, because you got 2 layers of batting. So I'm going to do a couple stitches back and forth. And now very slowly go around and maneuver this. And I want to catch the very front. The paper goes to the very front of the 1/4 inch plow, right? So I can see, and the front here, that paper is touching that plow point. Now, you notice here, this is a little straight. They're dollar store coffee filters, so you kind of have to imagine and draw where the circle is. And if you didn't want to use it, you could have put it back in the kitchen and used it for coffee. But I used it, so I figured, okay, that's fine. It's just a little off. It'll be fine, it'll work. I'll make it work. So, we're just about at the top. Now this is dragging. This one is doing the pushing, right? So this is how you're getting a nice smooth curve, right? For a small curve, this is a smaller curve. It's a mid-sized curve. It's not a tiny curve, but this one holds it and makes it go this way, right? And this one's spinning it along, so it goes that way. It's kind of like, it's like steering. Okay, so now we're going to cut off all of the excess, because we don't need the excess and we don't need the pins. It's just very similar to what we had done before on last week's. And we're just going to cut off the excess, don't get too crazy with it, just trim it off, because you don't need all that excess there. And hopefully, yes, I remembered to even put my ribbon in, so I've got someplace to hang it. I always need 2 pot holders, not 1. My arms are not strong enough to grab something with 1 hand out of the oven anymore. Oh well. And my pot holders, by the time I'm ready to replace them, they look rather beat up. So this all goes into the next pet bed. Now, I'm going to take all of the, even though it's going to be used as a pot holder, I'm going to take the paper out. And I've got, like I say, 2 layers of batting. If you don't have that Insulbrite or the stuff that's heat resistant, you need 2 layers at least, minimum. And I've also put my walking foot on because now we're going to do the quilting. So I just pull this apart just a bit, just to get it started, just to get the seams to come apart. There. This is the best part about doing this kind of string work. Is pulling off all the paper because you know you're done. You're just about there. You know, and these are quick little projects too. They don't take a lot of time. And, you know, oh, there. So I've been doing a lot of this, pulling off paper. I think I'll be doing a lot more tonight again. Trying to just get that stash all ready so I can start making some fun quilts. And those are the ideas that are coming up next with the bubbles. Right? I figured I'd use this as, you know, an opportunity to show you how to do other things with this block. Because this is kind of little circles are a good versatility. This is why Curve Boot Camp too is important, because this is a perfect one to give opportunities for you to use up your strings and your scraps and still learn how to sew curves. And there we go, just about there. Star Wars fabric and everything in here. All right, grab all that up. Now, the same thing we did last time is I took a stitch ripper and I ripped a hole, a small hole. Now I'm just going to go in, just grabbing, you know, every 5th or 6th stitch, just making just the tiniest little, and, you know, getting a little space open. Now, because it's 2 layers of batting, you have to go a little bigger, but that's okay. And it's okay, it'll work. It'll look great. So now this just pulls apart because I ripped every 5th stitch, just like that. And I might have to make it a little bit bigger, and I think I do, because it looks pretty tiny to turn all this. So I put my ball inside the ball on my stitch ripper. There's a little red ball, and I put that to the inside, and I can just run that along that seam just a little bit. Put the ball to the center, and then just watch there, just like that. And you don't have to sit there and pick away, right? It'll all come out on itself. And there's the black string on the other side. Okay, so now we can flip this around. There we go. Well, how's everybody's fall? I love autumn. Part of me loves autumn, and the other part of me goes, oh, there's so much dust in the air. Okay, there we go. So now I just flip this over, and I kind of manipulate this a little bit to get all this in place, and pick out all the little loose threads that I've created, and get this kind of lying in a circle. You can iron these. I mean, my pot holders get really beat up very quickly, so it's kind of a shame to iron and to have them, you know, fall apart within a week. So what I'm going to do, this is our hole. Right now this is a pretty big hole because there was lots I had to turn there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pin this down so it overlaps the black, right? But it doesn't get in the way of what we're doing. So I'm going to quilt this now, and move that out. I'm just going to run through, and I'm going to get this under. Where'd my foot pedal go? I'm just going to get this under. There we go. Now I'm going to travel down the side that very edge of the pot holder on my quilting, right? Okay, now I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to get the rest of this top stitched along. There we go. I'm just going to get that up in the right spot. There we go. Nice smooth little top stitch. And I go like a 1/16 top stitch right along the edge. There. Okay, and turn it down. Go down to the next seam. There. And we're going to go. It doesn't have to be over quilted. This is the best part about this, is it doesn't have to be over quilted at all. It can be just look great. Just with a little bit of quilting to hold all the batting in place. And it's a cute little project to make with your string, and it's useful. Okay. Here we go. I just stitch in the ditch just to get this one done. There. And, okay. Now you could stitch this any way you wanted to, right? And you could stitch it where, you know, it's all going diagonal, or, you know, crosshairs or whatever. And I just gotta stitch it like that just to get the last of it done. And I pull this out, and we are finished our little pot holder. So we can go to our ta-da moment. Okay, aren't these cute? Don't be afraid to add your black and white prints and your grays and your white with black writing. Don't be afraid to add those in. Otherwise these start looking really dark. Like you can hardly see that one up against the dark area of the quilt behind me, right? It kind of fades in. And I used scraps. I just went into my scrap boxes because I have lots of black and blue scraps. And I went through and I started pulling out the ones that were big enough to go on the back. That was the criteria. It has to be big enough, and if it's big enough, it gets used. So that's pretty much it for our little pot holders. They are nice. They're nice and soft and pliable, and once they're washed, you know, a couple of times, they'll get even softer. They do fluff up a bit, but that's okay. And it's enough protection when you use 2 layers of batting that you don't need the Insulbright. If you have Insulbright, use Insulbright. But yeah, these were a lot of fun to make. Yes, I know the ribbon doesn't match, but that's the ribbon I had. So, well, let us know what you think of these. These are, like I say, just really cute and something you can do with your bubble blocks. Okay, you have an absolutely amazing week ahead. Okay, you take care. All right, bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for coming along with us on our little fun adventure here that we're having. We do have a Facebook group now, and that Facebook group is got some very, very talented quilters in there, and we love sharing and you know, posting pictures and commenting, and it's been a lot of fun. And the advantage of the Facebook group is sometimes I drop patterns in there early, so you kind of get a hint as to what is coming next. After the nosegay sew along, we're going to be doing curves boot camp right away. So we'll get you sewing those curves, and it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of interesting little blocks that we've got to work on. But we would like you to share, like, and subscribe. Telling your friends about us and letting them know that you kind of like our channel, that means so much to us here. So you take care. You have a fabulous week ahead. Okay, bye.